Hi friends, I am back with the last card number 4 for my watercolor Christmas class. This was an online class that I offered recently, and everybody that purchases my card classes, they receive all of the pre-cut supplies in the mail. So with the envelopes, so tucked inside each envelope are all of the pre-cut supplies and the little embellishments. So all you have to have when you purchase my class are the stamps and inks, and of course your adhesive. So this is the 4th card, and this is how it opens. So I'm going to show you how this comes together. And just so you know, all the kits have sold out, so I'm no longer offering the kits. The videos are normally exclusive, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to make the card class videos available to everybody so that you can kind of see what my card classes are all about. So everybody also receives their instruction sheets with all of the supplies listed, all the measurements are listed. But once everyone who purchases their kit gets them, all they have to do is stamp and assemble. So really nice and easy, relaxing. Okay, so for this card, there's a piece of garden green cardstock. This measures 5.5 by 4 1/4. There's a Whisper White cardstock piece that measures 10.5 by 4. Now I've actually gone ahead and I've scored the long side at 2.5 because this is going to make your fold. So when you fold that over, this is going to get folded to line up with it. So that's going to create your fold. There's also another piece of garden green cardstock. This measures 5.5 by 4 1/4, and a piece of Whisper White cardstock that measures 4 1/4 by 2. Now this has been punched out with our triple banner punch. Such a cool punch. And all my card kits come with everything pre-punched, run through the bake shot. Everything is easy peasy. The only thing that won't be done, of course, is the stamping. That's up to you to do, and assembly. So let's put this card together. So we're going to stamp some pretty trees on here with these images from the Watercolor Christmas stamp set. Every card in this class features a stamp set, uses a stamp set. This coordinates also with our Watercolor Christmas project kit, which is equally fabulous, but I truly do love this stamp set. So this was a fun card to make. All the cards were fun to make in this class. Now, I don't have the labels on these, but you know what? I'm going to put them on. Not everybody knows how to put the labels on. See, I've done it for the rest of the stamps, but for some reason not the trees. So the labels are split up the center. So you just peel them off. Get the right tree here. And then you just line this right up. Push it down and peel it off, and the label's on. So some people don't like to keep the labels on their clear stamps like this because they say they don't stick to their blocks. Well, sometimes they won't stick to the blocks if the block is dirty, if it has any residue, oil residue or dirt from your fingers or anything like that. What I used to suggest is just to take the waterless hand sanitizer, something like this, and use that to clean your clear block. And I really had good success with that. In one of my earlier videos, I mentioned my friend Frenchie, also known as France Martin. Frenchie came up with a great tip that she heard from someone about taking chapstick, and any kind of chapstick, and just scribbling a little bit onto your clear block, rubbing it, and then your stamps, your clear stamps, will stay on. And my gosh, it works so great. And when you're done, you just clean your block rather. So easy peasy. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to position my stamps sort of randomly. I think we'll just go with that. And then, bam, put my clear block on. Grab my garden green ink. And look, we got a holly left over from the first card. Let's make some space. Alright, we don't have to worry about this side. We just have to stamp the flaps because that's all anybody's going to see. So I'm inking this up. See how quick this is? Because I've put them all on the one stamp. Do the same thing down here. Oops. Well, that's okay. The banner's going to hide that. There. So that's going to be the front of the card. So we will go ahead and put that onto the card. Now I'm using my liquid glue. All the products, of course, are Stampin' Up! And I don't have a supply list for this on my blog because it was my online class. But if a person does want the list of items, let me know. And the PDF tutorial is also available to purchase. Okay, so we're going to close this up and position this right on the front of that garden green layer. Okay, so this part's really fun. I've got my stamp on my block, the Oh Joy, and I'm going to ink it up with my Versamark. Ink it up really, really well. Now I'm taking my Old Olive, and I'm just going to add some ink to the center of the stamp. Now I'm taking my garden green, and I'm going to go on the top and the bottom of the image. Now I'm going to stamp this down and take my clear embossing powder, sprinkle it on, and now I have an image I can emboss. Look at that. It's got that beautiful gloss from the embossing powder. So cool. And the two tones of inks, love it. So now I'm taking some of our Cherry Cobbler 1/4 inch double stitched ribbon. Really like this. And what I am going to do is, let me see, I'm going to find something round. I'm going to use my Stampin' Mister. And I am going to wrap this around and tie a knot very, very tightly. Some of you may have seen this tip on my other videos. I love this. So cool. Then once you slide it off, you could use a pen, you could use anything you want, you simply trim. Let's see, I have a cut there from previous projects. I'm going to have to trim that quite small. Oops. And then you just apply that to your card. So I'm using my glue dots as always. There we go. Put some snail on the back. There we are. That red adds some nice pop to the card. I'm going to take some of my liquid glue again. And I'm going to put that on top of my garden green. Oops. And then to trim it, I'm just going to go straight up the center and go from the corner right inside to that slit there. Perfect. So now I'm going to add a little bit of glue. And you also want to make sure you don't put your glue down too low because you don't want it to stick down there. You just want it to stick on the top portion. I'm going to take another glue dot. Or two. And position the Christmas tree on there. Now, you could either stamp right onto this, or you can stamp on computer paper, put another piece of Whisper White cardstock in there, whatever you prefer. I'm using computer paper. This measures 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, so I'm taking the sentiment from the stamp set, and I'm going to ink this up with my Real Red. That in the center. Stick a tree on there. I'm inking it with my Garden Green. And there's the inside of the card. And then lastly, I'm taking the gold metallic embellishments, a little star, and I'm putting that right on top of the felt tree. And there you go. And I forgot to put on the little bit of gold mini trim, so I'm just sticking that underneath on the glue dot. So there you go. And here was the original where I used the different ribbon there. But I hope you enjoyed the cards from this card series. Thank you for watching. Happy stamping.